Buddy Insane Mike here, doing a Patreon video for you guys. I haven't done one of these videos in quite a while, but I think it was not only time to do one, but this one's extra special because we're gonna go through, well, at least for me anyway, very own my first Killer Podcast mail that I've gotten. This is actually really cool. It's a present from our good friend and longtime attacker, Brian Godsill. We did a show and tell video a little while back, and he had shown this one item on there, and I was kind of gushing about it and whatnot, and so he was nice enough to send me my own copy. I'll show you what it is here. Let me open it. Now, this isn't like a real opening video because I already opened it and everything. But for effect for the video, I saved the envelope and put it back in. So there's a letter in here. I'll start with the letter. Mike, I hope you enjoy this copy of Rue Morgue. Thanks for all the great episodes of Attack of the Killer podcast. They've gotten me through a lot of long nights at work and a lot of trips to pick up my son. Keep up the great work. Sincerely, Attacker Brian Godsill. Well, thank you very much, Brian. This is just awesome. You didn't have to do this, but yes, he sent me, at this time anyway, the newest issue of Rue Morgue. Now, the significance of this issue and why I was gushing about it is because this is kind of their Italian horror tribute issue. And if you know anything about me, I love me some Italian horror. Big Italian horror fan. So it's a really cool issue. I've kind of been reading through it, and the thing I do when it comes to any horror magazine, really, but especially Rue Morgue, is I kind of jump around. I'm not a big reading it from front to back kind of guy. I'll read an article here and there, or whatever the mood hits me. But what I just love about Rue Morgue is that it's such a full magazine full of so much different stuff, and it covers so much of the spectrum of horror in general, not just film. They always have like reviews of new music that's out there that's in the world of horror, games, you name it. They talk a lot about current releases and classic stuff. So I want to cover a few things in this book as a tribute to Brian and a thank you to Brian. I'll cover a few things in this magazine, but there's still a lot I still haven't read yet. So, but first off, just kind of right away, I always have loved this part of the magazine, the coroner's report. The coroner's report is in every episode, and one side of it is my favorite part. This part right here, the weird stats and facts. Weird stats and morbid facts. It's always got really cool stuff in here, like, let's find a good one. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, here's this one. When the Foo Fighters were wrapping up their 10th studio album in an old house in California, they found that their guitars had been detuned overnight, and Pro Tools showed missing or mysterious tracks. So stuff like that. Here's another one. Approximately 57% of the total cells in the human body are foreign bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Just like me, because I'm a fun guy. So I love the weird stats and morbid facts. Those are always a lot of fun. Then they have some cool stuff like the Needful Things article, which is always a few items that you can get out there that are horror related. My favorite in this one would be the alien face hugger mask. Right there, you can see that. That's really, really cool. So it's always been a really fun magazine, and what's cool is, whatever their cover topic is, in this case Italian horror, they'll do several different articles across everything you can imagine with that topic. And not always traditional stuff either, because, you think Italian horror, well, okay, there's going to be an interview with Dario Argento or something like that. And no, not the case here. They actually, in this article here, Legacy of Blood, they interview longtime screenwriter of several of great Italian horror films. I'm gonna slaughter the name for you right now. Um, Dardanio Saguchi, who wrote a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff like Cat o' Nine Tails, Bay of Blood, really significant one there. House by the Cemetery, New York Ripper, Blade in the Dark, Body Count, just to name a few. Did a lot of work with all the greats from Argento to Fulci and so on. So that's a really great article. Then they do a nice little 2-page article here about the upcoming film, or is it out now? I'm not sure. In what's it called? In Search of Lucio Fulci, I think is the name of it. No, Fulci for Fake. Name of the article is In Search for Lucio Fulci. The name of the movie that's coming out is Fulci for Fake. So you're definitely gonna have to see that, because I love Fulci and movie about Fulci, in there. Let's see. Another article here about one of the great composers, Ennio Morricone. Let's see. And this is an article. It's off the topic, but this was probably the first one I read because it really caught my attention. 50 horror films you didn't see. So I always think, being a horror fan and kind of a snobbier horror fan, I guess, I'm like, 50 I haven't seen, huh? So I have to challenge the article, like the nerd that I am. And let's see. So maybe I'll have time. I'll try to go over this fast. So they do one per year for the past 20 years. So The Isle, haven't seen it, from 2000, 2001. Wendigo, I've seen that. Demon Lover from 2002. They have 3 different ones from 2003. Dead End, In the Cut, and Last Horror Movie. Last Horror Movie, I've seen that. I love that movie. And it is a very highly underrated, forgotten film. Fangoria, it was a Fangoria release at one of the many times they tried to do a movie label. But you should definitely check it out. It's great. It's great. It's probably one of my favorite found footage style movies. 2004, they got Love Object, My Little Eye, R Point, and Satan's Little Helper. I love Satan's Little Helper. If you've seen probably my most recent killer critiques, I did it on Satan's Little Helper. 2005, Norii. I don't know. 2006, they have Severance, which is good. I've seen that. Taxidermy. Let's see. Let's speed this up. So 2007. 2009, they have Grace on here. I've seen that. In 2008, they have The Children. I've seen that. 2010, they got A Horrible Way to Die, and I don't know why I still have not seen that, and I've been meaning to see that for forever. Let's see. 2013, All Cheerleaders Die. I've definitely seen that. That movie's awesome. Ty West movie. Jugface, I've seen that. Wasn't impressed on that one. One of my favorites here. The WNUF Halloween special. That is freaking awesome. Let's see here. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. So excited to see that on any list. Everybody needs to see that. It's so freaking funny. Prevenge. Let's see what else we've got here. The Cleanse, Depraved, and that's it. So out of the 50, I've only seen roughly around 18, 19 films. So I've got some homework to do, apparently. There's also a one-page little article here in the middle of it called Lost and Found that I thought was really cool. Talking about 4 different movies that have been kind of lost to time, have never been released anywhere or ever, and are finally getting some like Blu-ray or DVD treatments. Things like Grizzly 2: The Revenge. I'm so excited about that because you can find, or at least a while ago, I don't know if you can now because of this release, it probably got taken down, but you used to be able to see a full rough cut Closest thing to a finished cut that I knew of at the time of Grizzly 2 Revenge. I think it was called Grizzly 2 The Concert at the time, to be honest. But you used to be able to see that in full on YouTube, but like all the bear effects weren't in the film, so those were like missing. So you see people reacting and cutting to, there's nothing there. All the music score wasn't done, so the music was actually whatever they recorded at the time. So the live audio from the filming, which was the Michael Jackson Thriller album. So there's no way that would pass today. So I'm dying to see what they do for the music. But there's a movie from 1975 called The Intruder. Movie from 1990, Jungle Trap, and Final Curtain from 1957. So lost films, man. I'm gonna have to see those. I love it. So moving on here, got some other interesting articles, stuff I haven't even really honestly bothered to read yet. There's a cool article in here about about a book. This author Lisa Morton's latest book, Calling the Spirits. So it's about seances and stuff like that or whatever. And I love because they do articles like this, nice big articles, and then throw in the middle of the article a kind of a related article. So there's like an article that covers 6 films that are all about like mediums in horror films. So, and it inspired me to want to make a like sci-fi horror film about a psychic who grows really large, like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman style, and it's going to be called Medium Large. So there's a cool little article here about Count Orlok, and then you've got like the Cinema Macabre, which is like covering current releases and reviews of current releases, which is always good. Let's see what else stands out here. Some reissues of stuff. So stuff hitting Blu-ray for the first time, like split second. The Rutger Hauer movie is hitting Blu-ray or has hit Blu-ray. There's always cool ads in here too. Like Blue Underground usually has some beautiful. This one got a great 2-page, or not 2-page, a single-page ad here, and Diabolique Distribution has the other ad. Then It Came From Bowen's Basement is always a good little article. Kind of reminds me of the old Chaz Ballin articles from Gore Zone back in the day. So yeah, and then we get into books and comic reviews here. So there's a cool article about an artist here. Our article's called Fright Gallery. Check it out. There's even a recipe in here. There's a recipe in here. Homicidal Homemakers recipe for Trick or Treat Sam's Pumpkin Spice Cookie Cake, which actually looks pretty delicious. I maybe will make that someday. Probably not. And then yes, music reviews, and a review of the game The Last of Us Part 2. And then they've done this over the past couple years. It's kind of a newer thing in the magazine. Last page of the magazine. It's kind of like a debate kind of thing. And the topic of this one is: would you rather see Halloween Kills on VOD this fall, or wait a year to see it in cinemas? So you have one side, the pros, and the other side of the cons of that argument. So there you go. Thank you. And so this has been a fun time reading. I haven't personally picked up a Rue Morgue in forever. I don't normally do subscriptions, and it's hard to find any magazines really on things called newsstands anymore. But last I knew, the closest place I could find one was still like almost 2 hours away from me. So I haven't bought a Rue Morgue in forever. But that, and with the cover price of like $10, horror magazine collecting, it's kind of pricey. So, but this is amazing. I love it. Thank you so much, Brian, for sending me this. You are an awesome person. So thank you, and thanks for being a supporter of the show, and just being involved in all the things that we've been doing. With the say like um, um, the whatever the what we just did, the if you want to say lost and found, it's not right. The show and tell we did not too long ago. I was tweeting and commenting on things, so it's great. It's great. Would love to hear from more of you out there, attackers. Let's keep this community growing and making it more tight knit. So you can always contact us on the Facebooks and all that jazz. But that's all I have to say for this video. Once again, thank you, Brian. This was great. Come home from a long day at work and have a nice, cool surprise like this waiting for me. It's much appreciated. So, until next time, everybody, we'll talk to you on the next episode of Attack of the Killer Podcast. Bye.